This
to
conference.
uh, okay, so you will be able to figure out if the session is being recorded or not. Okay, on a particular day, for whatever the reason, I haven't started recording, please remind me, because I'm going to give this video across to you. So in case, like, you've joined late or you have to leave early, these recordings will be very, very useful. Okay, so please remind me to record it. So you don't want your face to appear in the recording, please don't switch off your webcams. Okay, so switch off your webcams, don't switch on your webcams. And finally, so whenever I'm asking, this sessions is most like a do play means, like, it's not just one way, like I'm just speaking and you're just hearing. So I'll be continuously asking the questions to you, and you will have to answer. Okay, you can use the chat window every time, unmuting and then talking and then going back to mute. It is difficult, I understand. Use the chat window, you can put a simple letter yes or no. Okay, so N for no, S for so letter yes for yes, or Y for yes. Okay, most of my questions are yes or no. And if there is something that you have to speak to answer, please unmute yourself and speak. Okay, and most of the times be on mute if you're not speaking, because that will disturb the class. So these are the ground rules for the classes, brother. Okay, and these sessions will go on for mostly 5 to 6 days and might extend it to 7 8 days as well, because on certain days I might be taking longer hours. Okay. Having said that, okay, let me share the screen, guys. Okay, let me know when you're able to see my screen. So are you able to see my screen, guys, folks, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, so let me display this. Okay. Okay, so that's me, brother, the guys, and this is Kumar Gupta. Hang on. Turn on the pen. Okay, so I'll be the trainer for this LoadRunner Enterprise. And one more thing, the whole sessions is totally free of cost. Okay, so this LoadRunner Enterprise is probably 10 hours spread across 7 to 8 days. The whole course is free, not just today and tomorrow. How many hour sessions that I will take, how many hour days that I will take, the whole sessions are free. Okay, I'm the head of Isha Training Solutions. I've started this institute now. I'm no longer doing the trainings. Occasionally I do the trainings which are free of cost. Okay, and as I've told you, the total sessions is free of cost. Okay, and about me, I have total 15 years of experience, done manual testing, automation testing, and performance testing. Mostly performance testing. Last 7 8 years, I'm totally into performance testing or more. Okay, and in terms of trainings experience, I have more than 7 years 6 years of training experience, and working experience overall 15 years. Okay, and from last I don't know, 5 years I'm running the institute, so I would say 20 years overall. But I'm not counting this last 5 years as a training or execution kind of experience. However, Isha Training Solutions, we do implement the projects, so I'll be leading it, and then we have few members who work for us as well, but that's a different story altogether. Okay, so that's my experience, guys. And in terms of training, I worked in ETA in Infosys, Education Training and Assessment. If you have worked in Infosys or you have heard about it, you know what is an ETA. Okay, so there I worked as a trainer and then started this institute. Okay, and in terms of this tool, sir, you're using this, you're teaching this LRE and LRC. Have you have any working experience on it? Yes, I have a good working experience on LRC. I've implemented a project with 4 lakh users. Okay, so this is a huge load. If you know, if you have done any kind of performance testing, running a test with 400,000 users is a huge number, 4 lakhs. So I've done with LRC. This is what I've done it for a particular, Middle East client. And in terms of LRE, I've used to certain extent, but at that time it used to be called as Performance Center. So I've used it probably 7 years back when I was working in Infosys. I've used it predominantly, and I cannot reveal the customer or the client name, but used predominantly. And these days, if you're working in the real industry, guys, the chances of you using controller is very less. Okay, or in other words, the load runner is very less. Okay, the chances of you using the performance center or LR is very high. Okay, if you're really doing a real time test, very rarely you get to work on the controller. Okay, most likely than not you will be using the LRA. Okay. uh, so yeah. um, Now, coming back to this, the very first prerequisite, guys, I am assuming that, I've created this class. Okay. I am assuming that. Okay. Hang on. Where is my pen? Pen, pen, pen. Okay. So I am assuming that you have a prior knowledge of LoadRunner, or, working knowledge or learning knowledge. Okay. You would have learned it a little bit here and there by watching some Udemy courses or YouTube. There's a lot of content, or you have worked on it, LoadRunner. So this is the prerequisite. Okay. You've either learned LoadRunner from some other institute or from the videos and all that, or you have a working knowledge, because in the class, in the class, I'll not be teaching VueGen or how to create the scripts on VueGen, what is parameterization, what is correlation, how to record, how to play back. Okay, I'll not be teaching all of that. Okay, and I'll not be teaching what is a controller. Okay, and I'm also expecting that you know how to create a scenario, what is a test scenario, what is a stress test, what is a load test, what is an endurance test, and all those. Okay, and also how to how to run a test. I'm assuming that you know that. So the classes focus on the difference between the controller and LRE and LRC. And also I'll show you, obviously I will show you how to create a load test in LRE, or how to create a scenario test scenario in LRE, how to upload the scripts in LRE, how to run the test in LRE, how to pull out the results in LRE. I'll show you all that. Okay, but I'll not be able to explain what is a test scenario, what is a soak test, what is workload modeling, what is little sla. Assume that you know that. Okay, I'm only then, even the other people who doesn't know any of it can still attend it, but they might not be able to understand everything what I'm teaching in the class. So probably you might be missing out on certain aspects. Okay, and I'm also assuming that you have pulled down the results, you have downloaded the results, opened it in the tool called analyzer analysis, and then you have added your graphs and all that. You understand what are the graphs. Okay, I'm assuming you know all that. So the focus here is, okay, how is this controller different from LRE, how to upload the scripts into LRE, and what all the different features which are available in LRE, how to play around with the runtime settings in LRE, and how to create a scenario in LRE, how to execute the test in LRE, and how to plan your test or schedule a test in LRE. Okay, so those things. And same thing with LRC. Okay, how to upload the scripts in LRC, plan, schedule a test, and all that. So is it absolutely clear, guys, all of you? Okay, there are some questions coming through. So not able to hear. Okay, is everybody able to hear? Sandeep said he is not able to hear, guys. So others are able to hear. Is my voice loud and clear to everybody? Vamshi said yes. Others, guys, others? Please be active in the class. It's, I told you, right? If everybody, I get the energy from you guys. Okay, every yes is important. Okay, that you're putting in the chat window, and everybody who's joining the class is very, very important. You're spending your quality time here. I'm also spending my quality time, and we make sure that this, whatever this 10 hours or 8 hours that we spend, it will be 100% useful for you and for me. And I draw the energy from the messages that you put in the chat window, guys. Okay, and any question you have, don't hesitate to put in the chat window. Intermittently I'll be coming back and checking the chat window. Okay, so please make sure that you're utilizing this time effectively. Okay. Okay, so I have clearly set the ground rules for the class. Okay, as to how it is useful and all that. Okay, to whom it is useful and all that, and what is the prerequisite. Okay. No, Kumar sir, I'm spending my quality time here. Okay, how is this useful for you? Again, I told you, right? All big companies, usually these big companies, we call them as, entrepreneur. What do you say? Like, organizations. Okay, so these organizations, most of these big companies. Okay, so they use LRE most likely than not, not this load runner or controller. Okay, so I wouldn't, instead of saying not controller, I would have said load runner. Okay, so they, very rarely you get to use load runner. More often than not, you're working for a big company. they will be using an LRE. When I said a big company, I would say Bank of America or a Washington Mutual or a Westpac, okay, or any of these big companies, maybe Walmart or I don't know, like so many companies are there, okay. We call them as enterprises. So these enterprises have, more likely than not, they will be using the LoadRunner Enterprise, not LoadRunner. So obviously, this course will be useful to you. So how to implement the projects, how to run the tests in the load runner enterprise, okay, how to plan your test, how to schedule the test, what is the difference between a load runner and a load runner enterprise, okay. And second thing is, obviously, most of you are working for a company like Infosys or Wipro or any of these service based companies. You will have the client interviews, definitely, okay. You came out of the project and you are in the bench, so you have the client interviews, and definitely most of the companies use LRE, so they might be asking some questions on the LRE, okay. So it's better you have the knowledge. So this is how I can say, the course is useful, but you have a good knowledge of controller or load runner before coming to the class, and VU gen and analysis, okay, before coming to the class. Okay, so most of the people, okay, who come to the class, this is your and versus LRC also, I'll put it, okay. So load runner controller, sorry, cloud, okay, not controller, load runner cloud. LRC means load runner cloud, okay. So first, let's focus on the difference between what is load runner and load runner enterprise. So Kumar sir, this is the very main thing for which I joined the class. So what is this difference, how it is different, okay. If somebody worked on load runner, if they spend 2 hours on load runner enterprise, they will be able to catch up, guys. So it's not a rocket science, it is pretty simple and easy, okay. So even in the class, you're joining for the first 3 to 4 days, you will be able to figure out, oh, only this much difference is there, okay. So it's not much difference. I would say the difference is probably 5% to 10%, okay. 5% to 10% between load runner and load runner cloud, okay. 5% to 10%, okay. So between load runner and load runner cloud, and same thing is the difference between from load runner enterprise to load runner LRC, again 5% to 10%, not much difference, okay. So we will talk about those differences, we'll talk about those differences, okay. But the first thing, okay, when you talk about load runner, okay, there are three components in load runner. Can somebody answer what are those three components in load runner? They can unmute, or they can put it in the chat window. What are those main three components of load runner? Anybody in the class? Vugen. Muhammad says Vugen. That is the first component, okay. So Vamshi says Vugen, controller and analyzer. Everybody agree with that? Ankur says the same thing, okay. So Vamshi, wonderful, guys. So the main three components of load runner, okay, the main three components of load runner is, the first component is Vugen, virtual user generator, okay. The second component is controller, okay. Again, I'm using the mouse to write it, guys, so my handwriting is pretty bad, okay. And the third one is, and if you're using the older version of load runner, it is called analyzer. If you're using the newer versions, it's called analysis. So these are the three components, 1, 2 and 3, okay. So this is the part of the load runner. So we'll say LRC as well, okay. So in the load runner enterprise also, you have the Vugen, okay. You have the Vugen, okay. Instead of controller, you have this LRE host, okay. Instead of this controller, we have something called LRE host or LRE, okay. LRE host or LRE, and then the third component is still same, analysis, okay. And same thing with performance center, it's Vugen and PC host or PC performance center and analysis. And the load runner cloud is the same thing, Vugen we have, analysis we have, and instead of LRE host or instead of controller, we have LRC. So in almost all the components, Vugen analysis, these two components are common across all of them. Only thing what is changing is the controller. Here it is controller, here is LRE host or LRE, here it is PC host or PC, here it is LRC. That is the only difference, guys. So this is the difference, okay. This is the difference. Is everybody clear about it, guys? Is everybody clear, all of you? Any questions so far? I haven't taught much. There's nothing much to ask, but still, any questions? Okay. So wonderful, wonderful. Okay. But is this the only difference? No, no, no. I'm not done yet. Okay. I've just started. Okay. So now, before we go dig deep into it, when we have this load runner, why there is a need for something called load runner enterprise? Why there is a need called load runner cloud? Before going to those aspects, guys, before going to those aspects, most of the questions, if you have searched in the internet, okay, okay, so if you have searched in the internet for anybody teaching LRE, okay, everybody teaches load runner. Almost nobody teaches LRE, or very few people teach LRE. Okay, why? Okay, so that is the first question most of the people might be having. So I'll clear this before going into the difference between load runner and load runner enterprise, because the last time I have taken this class, one student have asked this question. So Kumar sir, like, everybody is teaching load runner, even though they say that they'll teach LRE, but they will not have anything to showcase. They will cover theoretically. Why? Because setting up the environment for LRE is difficult, guys. Setting up the environment for LRE, or setting up the tool, LRE tool, is difficult. So Kumar sir, can you please explain a little bit? Okay, if you want the load runner, you go to this machine, okay, and you download the file, installation file. You click next, okay, and then you have the load runner installed on your machine. These three components will be installed. Okay, these three components will be installed. Any Windows machine you take and you just download the installation file and click next, the load runner will be installed. When you know that these three components are installed, this means that the load runner is installed. This means that the load runner is installed. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, but but okay, installing installing. Okay, hang on, guys, 1 second. Okay, but okay, installing. Okay, this is where we are. Okay, okay, Shift F5. So installing an LRE is not that easy, guys. Okay, installing the load runner, you just take any Windows machine, you're good enough. But LRE, it's not like that. You need some real servers. Okay, the bare minimum, you need 2 servers. Ideally, you need 3 servers. This is what the load runner says. Load runner, the white papers or the configuration document that you have. Okay, it says that ideally you need 3 servers. Okay, 2 servers and one machine. Okay, 3 servers, overall 3 servers to install the LoadRunner Enterprise. Okay, and then once you install it, then you need a static IP as well, so that you will be able to access it. Okay, if you don't want to access it from across the world, you don't need the static IP. But if you need it to be accessed all across the world, you need the static IP. Now I'll be showcasing you. Maybe tomorrow I'll be giving this access to you. I'll be giving this URL to you. Okay, you can check it out. Okay, you can check it out. Okay, I'll be giving the username password as well tomorrow. Okay, uh, okay, so anybody, okay, MK, I'll tell you what is an LRE host tomorrow once I'm talking about the architecture of LRE enterprise. If I am talking about it now, we will be deviating in the class. Okay, but I don't want to deviate. Definitely, I'll cover what is a LRE host, and the LG machines, and um, uh, and all the other things, okay, which is part of the load runner enterprise, but not now is the case. Okay, so now you are you are anywhere in the world, you should be able to access URL, and you can log in and you can practice. Tomorrow I'll be able to give that access to you. How I'm able to do it? With the static IP. But if you wanted to use it only for your purpose, then you need three servers ideally, or 2 servers, and you need an expert to install. I couldn't install it myself. I took help of an expert. I cannot reveal the name of that person. So he took 2 days to install it. Load runner, you hardly need 15-20 minutes to install, and you don't need the expertise. But for this, you need the expertise on one server. Okay, you need two servers minimum. Okay, on one server we have installed the Oracle and all the necessary things. On the other server we have installed the LoadRunner host, and the third server ideally we should have installed the uh, we could have installed the other parts of the the other parts of, I mean, you would have heard about it. It's called LGs, load generators. I'm assuming that you know LoadRunner. So load generators, so you need a third machine for the load generators, but we have got it done with two machines itself. Okay, so on one machine Oracle, and the other machine Oracle database. On the other machine we have installed the LoadRunner host and the uh, LG's load generators. We have installed it, and I have given the 32 GB machine to this expert. Okay, and Windows Server 2016 is the OS on those machines. Okay, he has set it up and then he gave it to me. Now I'm able to teach it. Okay, again, I myself didn't install because it has a lot of complexities. Okay, we have to make sure that once the installation is done, these two machines talk to each other. Okay, a lot of steps are there. So obviously the installation is the toughest part, and that's the reason why not many people don't have that money to install on the servers. Okay, and also has that expertise to install it and make sure it is up and running, and also invest the money on the static IP. There are a lot of reasons why LoadRunner Enterprise is not taught by other institutes. Okay, do we need the license for LRE? Obviously, if you're install, if you're what do I say? If you're implementing it for your company, okay. So for the controller or for the load runner, you need the license. Similarly, for the load runner enterprise also, you need the license. But for this learning purpose, sir, for this learning purpose also, this is required. What is this? License is required. Okay, for the learning purpose, we have the trial version which comes with 50 users. Just like your load runner comes with 50 users, LRE also comes with 50 virtual users. Okay, so I'm using the community edition or the trial version, so it has only 50 users. So with 50 users, we'll be able to use it for the learning purposes. But for the actual, implementation in the projects, yes, you would have to purchase. Okay, you have to purchase. Wonderful. Let me see if anybody has asked any questions so far. Okay. So am I going too fast or am I going too slow? Can somebody please comment? Accordingly, I will adjust the speed because there's no comments in the chat window. So I'm going too fast, guys, or is it okay, the pace? It seems okay. Muhammad says okay. Others? Ankur Sambe, right? Ankur Shambe. I got your name right, Ankur?
Yes, Kumar, you are right. Yeah.
Oh, it's you. Okay, okay. Welcome back, brother. Sunil says okay. MK says okay. Oh, there's only 4 people who are active. There are 19 people in the class or 18 people in the class. So please be active, guys. Is 50 user license for lifetime or only for period of time? It's a lifetime. Just like your load runner 50 users is lifetime. This is also 50 users lifetime, Vamsi. Okay. So I gave the URL for you to play around. I'll be giving the username password after the class or maybe tomorrow. Okay. You can play around. You can upload your scripts and then do all that stuff. Okay. Okay, so let's come back to this. Let's come back to this. Control Shift. Let me. I just need to figure out the shortcut for. Oh, Control F5. Okay, so Control F5. Okay, so come on, sir. Like I already know the VueGen control analysis, but why do I need to learn this LRE, or how is it different from LoadRunner? Yes, this question is there, and that is one of the main reason why I've joined the class. You're at the right place, guys. So let's understand. Why do you need? What is the purpose of a load runner enterprise when there is a tool already called load runner? And you also told me that this is used by big companies or enterprises. Why don't they use a load runner? The next question, or an alternative question, is why don't they use a load runner? These big companies, why do they use the load runner enterprise? So for this to explain, I need solid 15 minutes, guys. Okay, concentrate well here. Okay. Okay, so now now we are talking about a big enterprise company. Okay, let's take a company, Bank of America. Okay, people usually call it as BUFA, Bank of America. Okay, so in the whole of Bank of America, will there be only one project, one load runner project, one load runner or performance testing project happening? What do you think, guys? I'm looking for the answers on the chat window. Do you think there will be only one load runner project in the whole of Bank of America? No. Okay, it's a big enterprise. They're big, so big applications. Probably they might be having, okay, 200 to 300 applications. Okay, so all of them might not be needing the performance testing, but let's say 50 to 40 to 50 applications might be needing the performance testing. Okay, might be needing the performance testing. Okay, and obviously there could be 15 to 20 performance testers. Okay, so let's talk about 4 performance testers. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So there are 4 PT guys, okay, performance testers in Bank of America. Okay, let's say it's Ankur, okay, and let's say it's MK and Mohammed, okay, and Omkar. Okay, so these 4 people are the performance testers working for Bank of America. I'm sure they're working for different companies, but just let's assume. Okay, now let's say the manager for all of these guys is, let's say, Sandeep. Okay, Sandeep is the manager for these 4 guys. Now, okay, now they decided that they will purchase the LoadRunner tool. Okay, and let's say they, they came out with their own calculations and they figured out that 1,000 virtual users is good enough. Okay, so they went to these open text guys. Now it's called open text, right? So they said, I want to purchase the LoadRunner and I want the license for 1,000 virtual users. So they got the proposal, they paid the money, and they got the LoadRunner. Now you know that Vugen is free, analysis is free. Do you know this, guys? Vugen is free, analysis is free. Anybody, all these Ankur, MK, MD, and Omkar can have on their own machines Vugen and analysis. Okay, there is no problem with that. Okay, this 1,000 user license is for what? Is for what? Which one? Is for the controller. Everybody agree with this, guys? This 1,000 user license is not for the Vugen, not for the analysis, but it is for the controller. Okay, so somebody has unmuted. Do you have any questions, guys? Mohammed?
No, no, sorry. I wanted to confirm. Yeah, it is only for controller.
Okay, okay, sure, sure, wonderful. Okay, so this is only for the controller. This is only for the controller. Okay, wonderful. Now, Sandeep is the manager, right? He has decided that he will install the controller. He can only install on one machine, right? Either Ankur's machines or MK's machines or Muhammad machines or Omkar machine. He could be installing this controller with 1,000 users on any one of these machines, not on all 4 machines, because he got only one license, not 4 licenses. He got only one license, okay? And that one license is for 1,000 virtual users, and we have to choose only one machine to install. So everybody is fighting. Finally, Sandeep said, I will install on my machine. Okay, because I'm the manager. So we have installed the controller on Sandeep's machine. And how many user license it is? 1,000 user virtual user license. Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Now, Ankur, he has the Vugen installed on his machine. Okay, so because it doesn't have a license, he has created his 10 scripts for his project, because there are multiple projects, right? There are 40 to 50 applications for which performance testing needs to be done. Out of this 40 to 50, one application Ankur is doing. So he has created 10 scripts for that application. Now he has to run a test. He has to run a test with 400 users. 400 users. Now what Ankur has to do? Ankur, go to Sandeep. Sandeep sir, or these days you don't call them sirs. So Sandeep, Mr. Sandeep. Okay, I need the controller. Okay, so because I have need to run a test with 1,000 users. Now let's say Sandeep is okay sharing this machine with him. Okay, so Sandeep will give the machine to Ankur. Okay, or Ankur will go sit on Sandeep's desks. He will transfer all the 10 scripts, upload it into the controller, put the 400 users, run the test, and come out with the results. Okay, now the next following day, MK said, for his project, for his application, there are 8 scripts. Okay, and he has to run it with 350 users. Okay, so again he will come to Sandeep. Sandeep will give the machine to him, and he will run his 1 hour test or 2 hours test, take the results, and go away. So, like this, the Sandeep has to keep sharing his machine with Ankur, MK, Muhammad, and Omkar. Okay, so is this the right approach, guys? Do you think you recommend this? No. Muhammad says no. What about others? Do you think this is a good way to do it? MK says no. Okay. No, this is definitely not possible. Okay. So this is definitely not possible. So what is the solution for this now? Tell me. What is the workaround? Okay, sir. Kumar sir, we'll do one thing. Okay. We'll figure out one machine. Okay. Where nobody is using. Okay. Machine. No one is using. Okay. And we install the controller on that. Okay, and then whoever wants to run the test will access that machine. Okay, upload the scripts, run with the users, get it done, and take the results. Okay, it's a wonderful solution, good solution. Okay. Okay, so this machine, you figured out a machine, a standalone machine where nobody is using, not assigned to anybody. Okay, and then install the controller on it, and whoever wants to run the test will do an RDP to this machine. RDP means what? Remote desktop to this machine. Upload the scripts. Okay, do the test, come out of it. Okay, come out of it. Wonderful, wonderful. When Ankur wants, Ankur will RDP. MK wants, MK RDP. When Mohammed wants, he will do an RDP. Omkar wants, he will do an RDP. And that's exactly how we have done for a project in Infosys. Because there are 4 people, it is still manageable. Okay, this is how you can do it with a load runner. Okay, but now Sandeep doesn't have 4 people, he has 10 performance testers, 10 PT guys. Okay, now, okay, 4 somehow you can manage with this kind of solution. Okay, but you have 10 PT guys because Buffer is such a big company. 10 PT guys will not be enough, but I'm still saying 10. Okay. Don't, or let's say 20. Okay. 20 PT guys are there. Okay. Isn't this a pain in the neck, or becomes like too much of coordination? Okay. Who has logged in? Let's say Ankur is doing the test, and then one in the 19 other people might just log in to see, what is happening, and then he might be disturbing the test of Ankur. Okay. Or this coordination is very, very difficult when the number of people are increasing. Okay, and these 4 people has to sit nearby so that they can talk to each other and say, bhai, आज मैं कर लेता हूँ test, today I'll be doing the test, आज कोई नहीं use करना है, don't use this machine anymore for this time, I'll be using the test, because everybody is sitting around. But there are 20 people sitting, one working from US, one working from Australia, few working from Pune, few working from Kolkata, somebody from Hyderabad. It is very difficult to coordinate. Okay, to coordinate, that is the first thing. And the second thing is, that is the first challenge. Okay, coordination. Okay, coordination. Okay, and the second challenge is, let's say Ankur and Mr. Mohammed, they wanted to do the test concurrently at the same time. Okay, run their test. Okay, at the same time concurrently. Okay, so Ankur wants to run his test with 400 users. Okay, at 6:30. Okay, 6:30, 23rd December, 6:30. Similarly, Mr. Mohammed also wants to run his 350 users test. Okay, or let's say 600 user test. Okay, 600 user test. Okay, 600 user test again on the same time, which is 6:30 on 23rd December. Okay, why? Because there is a deadlines. Okay, Ankur has his own deadline, so he has to run the test today, and Mohammed has to run his 600 user test today. Okay, with this setup it is not possible. Only one person can run the test. Okay, only one person can run the test. And for this to resolve this, or to come out with a solution, we came out with something called LoadRunner Enterprise. Okay, LoadRunner Enterprise. Okay, Enterprise. Okay, LoadRunner Enterprise. So what they do is, obviously it's a web based, as I've told you. Okay, web based, and everybody will be given a URL. Okay, and username and password. Okay, there is no RDP and all that. Okay, you just get a URL. Okay, it's a web based, so you get a URL, you get a username, you get a password, you log in. Okay, Ankur will have his own username password, Mohammed will has his own username password, Omkar will have his own username password, and Ankur can is run the test with 400 users, and Mohammed can run the test with 600 users at the same time. There is no coordination required. Of course, you need to schedule a test. I'll talk about it later. Okay, why scheduling is important. Okay, but they can run the test parallelly. Okay, I'm going to quickly show it to you. Okay, this is how a LoadRunner enterprise URL looks like. Okay, so once you access it, then you see LoadRunner application, you plan and run the test. Okay, you click on that. Okay, and then you will log in. Ankur will log in with his own username password. Okay, and then he will be given which project he is and all that. Okay, and then he will click on it. Again, I'm going to talk about it all this very clearly. Okay, then he will have his dashboard where he can plan his test and run his test, upload the scripts, upload his scripts and then run his test and all that. Okay, again, I'll talk about it later. Okay, but this is what it looks like for Ankur. He can upload all his scripts here. There are 2 scripts. Okay, he can upload all his 8 or 10 scripts and then plan his test. Okay, and run this test, which which Muhammad has no idea at all. Okay, Muhammad similarly can log in from his end. He will upload his scripts. He will be running his own test, which will not disturb Ankur at all. Okay, simultaneously 2 people can log in with their own IDs, can run their own test, can upload their own scripts, and each one is not disturbing other. In fact, each one might not even know that the other person is actually running the test on the background. On the background, again, I'll talk about this in depth, like how you upload the scripts, how you plan the test, how to run the scripts, what all the other challenges that you have, or how do you create these folders. There's a lot of stuff that we can discuss here. There's huge number of options that we have, reports, dashboards, everything we'll play around. Okay, but on the high level, I'm just showing you, okay, how why this LRE. Okay, just to showcase or put my point why LoadRunner enterprise is actually required when a LoadRunner is already there. To emphasize that or to make my point, I'm showing this. But of course, we'll spend a lot of time going through these options, logging in, and even when you're logging in, there are multiple options that shown up, why these options have shown up, what is this project and all that. We'll discuss that in detail. Okay, maybe tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we'll get to the point and we will start discussing. Okay, but before that, we'll also go through what is the LoadRunner architecture and how LoadRunner enterprise architecture is different, and that is very important from the interview point of view, as I've told you. Okay, is the users shared? Obviously. Okay, okay, Vamshi, I'll ask this question to you. Okay, I'll ask this question to you. So Vamshi, okay, unmute yourself, brother. Okay, now now Ankur Ankur needs to run the test. Ankur needs to run the test on 23rd December. Okay, on 23rd. Ankur, Vamshi, are you there? Okay, at 7 p.m. IST. Okay, so with how many users? 400 users. Okay, and Mr. MK, okay, Mr. MK has to run the test with, let's say, not 350 users. Okay, I need to run the test with 610 users. Okay, at what time? Again, the same time. Okay, 23rd December at 7 p.m. IST. Okay, 7 p.m. IST. Okay, now Mr. Sandeep has purchased the license. How many user license he has purchased? How many user license he has purchased? 1,000 user license, virtual user license. Okay. Now you tell me, will it allow to schedule the test this way? Okay, obviously to schedule the test before you can actually start executing. Will the LRE allow to schedule this kind of test? Okay, first you have scheduled for Anchor, which is for 400 users. Obviously it will allow. Okay, no issues. Now you have to schedule the test for MK as well. There is an LRE admin at the backend who will be scheduling. First Ankur has sent the request saying that I have to run with 400 users for so and so. Okay, admin at the background will do it. Or if it's a small company and there is no admin, you can just schedule it and the load runner will check and will give that slot to you, which is what, 7 p.m. IST, and you say you wanted to run it for 2 hours. Let's say it is 9 p.m. IST. Okay, 9 p.m. IST. Okay, so this scheduling is done. Okay, now MK is scheduling his test. Okay, scheduling is his test. Okay, he wants to schedule with 610 users again at the same time, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. It doesn't matter. 9 p.m. IST. Now, okay. Now, will LRE will allow you to schedule this test? Okay. And one more thing, Kumar sir, how do you schedule or when do you schedule? You can schedule it 1 hour before or 1 day before or 1 month before. Okay, as long as the user license is there, as long as nobody there is enough license and all that, it will schedule it. Or even 1 minute before also you can schedule, and 1 second before also you can schedule. But if you schedule it one day before, it is advisable so that nobody else is using at that time, or you have enough user license. Now coming back to the question, will this allow? Okay, will this allow? Okay, I want to hear that answer. Vamshi says no. Others? MK, I get to that question little later. I saw that question. Okay, but when I cover the difference between PC and LRE, obviously that question will be answered. Okay, only Vamshi has answered. Okay, anybody else? Will the LRE allow you to schedule this? Okay, remember Sandeep has taken the user license for 1,000. Okay, so will the LRE support or allow MK to schedule with 610 users? So guys, I need answers. Only Vamshi has answered. Others? Okay. Can anybody unmute themselves and tell like why it will not allow MK to schedule? Why it will not allow MK to schedule?
I
All right.
actually
Anybody?
I didn't. I, yeah, Sandeep wants to say.
It's already in use, so that's why it is not allowing the somebody.
No. The whole purpose of using LRE is it should allow concurrent executions. Okay. It allow concurrent executions. But good try, but that's not the answer. Anybody else?
So it is moving. It is more than 1,000. It looks like for
Exactly.
me. Mm.
Exactly. So 400 plus 610 becomes 1010. But Sandeep has purchased the license for how many users? 1,000 users. So it will not allow. Now Mohammed has come back and he said that he wants to run the test with 600 users. Okay. At the same time again. Okay. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Will it allow now?
Yes.
Will allow because this is 400 users, this is 600 users, overall 1,000 users, you have the license, so it will allow. Okay, so now let's say MK wants to run with 200 users and Mohammed wants to run the test with 100 users. Okay, so at the same time again, all the three of them at the same time, will it allow, guys?
Yeah. So as long as it is within control
Less
of
than the
100 users. Yeah.
Yes, as long as you have the license, the virtual user license, it will allow any number of concurrent users. Any number of concurrent users. Are we clear, guys, all of you? Now you understood why an LR is so important for an organization when you already have an LR. Why they prefer an LRE over LR? Now you understood, okay? Because each one can do their own execution, plan their own test without disturbing others. But only thing we need to make sure is do we have enough user license? Because LoadRunner
Yeah.
makes money on this license, nothing else. I'm
And
sorry for
sorry,
that,
if you
guys.
are not well, you are not well, right? So,
No. This
yeah.
dust, this
Mm.
work lady has like clean up everything, and the dust is moving around. So I
Oh,
have
mhm.
this itching, but I'm totally
Okay.
fine.
Mm.
No Omicron yet. I know some variant is going around, so I haven't got infected yet. Okay, so wonderful, guys. So now I made the point here. I made the point. Okay, as to how LRE is different from load runner. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Any questions before I go into, if it is exceeded 1,000, then it won't allow. Wonderful, MK. So you already answered that. Okay, I missed that thing. Okay, so Kumar sir, now wonderful. You said okay, uh, the difference between load runner and load runner enterprise. Then how come this LRC came into picture? Okay, into picture. What is this LRC and how it came into picture? LRC is like your motel. If you are there in US, you call it as motel. If you are there in India, you call it as hotel. Okay, load runner is like your own house. Okay, this is your own house. Okay, and this is your motel. Okay, this is your load runner cloud. Okay, own house. LR is also like own house. Okay, so now Sandeep has purchased 1,000 users. Okay, 1,000 users. he can use these virtual users anytime, and he need not have to pay anything extra. He can use them thousands of times, millions of times without paying a single buck extra, because he has already purchased those 1,000 users. It is like your house, guys. So you have purchased your house. You can go stay in the house for all your lifetime. Nobody is going to charge you hourly basis. Nobody is going to charge you on the day basis. Nothing like that. Okay, so you purchased your home, and that's about it. It's your lifetime commitment. You need not have to pay anything. Same thing, LoadRunner. Okay, or LoadRunner Enterprise. You have purchased this 1,000 users. It is like your own house. You can use this 1,000 users any number of times without paying an extra buck. But purchasing this 1,000 users, I don't know, maybe it would charge you for 50 lakhs, 40 lakhs, whatever it is. I don't know, but it's very expensive. Okay, I'm saying this is in INR. If somebody is joining from US, you can convert that to USD. Okay, so maybe, I don't know, 500,000, $100,000 or something like that. Okay, I don't know the exact numbers. Okay, my apologies, but I know it's expensive. Okay, so this load runner cloud is on the hourly basis. Okay, hourly basis or daily basis. Okay, so daily basis. In India, hotels now you can book on the daily basis, hourly basis, as well as the daily basis, as well as the monthly basis. Okay, so similarly, load runner cloud also, you can purchase the virtual users on the hourly basis. You Per hour they will give you some charge. You pay that charge, use it per that hour, and it's done. And it's very very cheap. Okay, so I don't know, probably it's one virtual user uh, per one USD per one virtual user, I believe, something like this. Okay, one USD per one virtual user. Okay, so something like this. So you need not have to upfront invest like $100,000 or something like that. Okay, 100,000 USD, or I don't know, it's less or more, maybe little less, maybe little more, I don't know the exact number, but something like that, something close to this. Okay, but you need not have to invest that kind of money. Whenever you wanted to use one virtual user per 1 hour, for 1 hour will charge you something like one USD or something like that. So you want 100 users, you pay that money, use it, and get done with it. So you're not using the load runner regularly. You're not using it continuously, release after release, day after day. Then I would advise to go with LRC. But you have a big team, lot of people are there, and every day you're using it, then it's worth investing this kind of money. You're using it once in 3 months, or twice in 3 months, or once in a month, that too not regularly, then I would advise go with the LRC. Okay, quickly let's check the price of the LoadRunner Cloud. Okay, it got me interested. Okay, LoadRunner Cloud pricing. Okay, it's not one USD, guys, it is 0.15 user per hour. Okay, so it is something like that. Okay, that too dev. If it is web, it is zero point 0.3 virtual user per hour. Okay, so GUI is little expensive. Okay, so generally this is what we will be using. Okay, it's 30 cents. Okay, zero point 0.3 USD is 30 cents. If you convert that to India, 30 cents will be 30 multiplied by 80, so it's 24 rupees or something like that. Okay, 24 INR or something like that. It's not one USD, it is zero point 0.3 USD. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so this is what you pay, okay, on the hourly basis, and you get done with it. Okay, however, VUGen and analysis is free. With the VUGen, you create the scripts, you upload all your scripts in LRC, and you purchase how many users you want. Okay, how many user hours you want, and then you get done with the test, and that's about it. That's what is LRC. And this, once they introduced this LRC, again the load runner became very popular, guys. Almost the Jmeter killed the load runner market. Okay, killed the load runner market. Okay, so but after introducing this LRC, okay, again the load runner market has increased exponentially, because they know that load runner is a mature tool, is a tool there from last whatever the years, 20 to 30 years. Very very good tool. The results are accurate and everything, but it's only because it's expensive people were jumping to Jmeter. Okay, and it can handle lot of complex scenarios, load runner, and it's very mature tool. Okay, but they are moving away from LoadRunner to Jmeter because to save that money. But now they have introduced this LRC, which is actually very cheaper as compared to the quality of the product. This pricing is very very cheap. So again, the people are going with the LoadRunner cloud, with this introduction of LoadRunner cloud, again the market for LoadRunner has increased. So people who are ad hocly implementing the LoadRunner project, they are going with the LoadRunner cloud. And obviously big enterprises like Buffa and all that, they always go with the LRE, okay, because they have a lot of money. Even they have the money to throw away. All these banks, financial companies, institutes, so much money with them, so they can easily purchase this LoadRunner enterprise, not an issue. But Jmeter still have its own market, still it's a leading tool. But with this introduction of LRC, again the LoadRunner has picked up a lot. Okay, so is this clear, guys, the difference between LoadRunner Enterprise, LoadRunner, and LoadRunner Cloud? I'm coming to the Performance Center shortly, but this is absolutely clear to all of you. Omkar said yes. Sandeep said yes. Sandeep is our manager, so he needs to know all this stuff because he's the one who will be investing the money. Okay. Vamshi said yes. Ankur said yes. MK said yes. Mohammed said yes. Wonderful, guys. Superb. Okay. Now, Kumar sir, what is this PC then? Okay. PC is nothing but the older version of LRE. Okay. LRE. You don't trust me? Okay. You don't trust me? Just to say, okay, LRE and Performance Center. Okay. Uh, what is, how is it different? What is the difference between LoadRunner and Performance? Not LoadRunner, LRE and Performance Center. Okay. Um, how LRE is different from Performance Center? Okay. How LRE is uh, different from Performance Center? Okay. Uh, Somebody should say it. Okay. Difference between LoadRunner and Performance Center is there, but LRE and Performance Center is not there. Okay, tomorrow I'll show it to you, but definitely it is pretty much the same thing, but there is one subtle difference, or I will say LoadRunner Enterprise. Okay. LoadRunner needs no, 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 no. Did I say Performance Center here? Yeah, it should say somewhere. Okay. Forget it. Okay, so to somebody can search it and maybe tomorrow they can show it. But when I worked, it was Performance Center 7 years back. There was no LoadRunner Enterprise. Okay, but now there is a LoadRunner Enterprise. They have kind of upgraded this Performance Center to LoadRunner Enterprise. They have renamed it. Okay, but there is one difference that I've seen it definitely is Performance Center has ALM. Okay, application lifecycle management, which is more like a lifecycle management tool, okay, for the whole testing. But LRE doesn't need an ALM. If you are installing a Performance Center, you need an ALM. Okay, first you install the ALM and then you install the Performance Center and then you set it up. And even when you're using it, first you log into ALM and from there you invoke the Performance Center. Okay, which I've done it 7 years back. But now for the LRE, okay, you don't need an ALM. Okay, I've already given the URL to you. You don't need the ALM. The URL comes directly and you just log in and run your test. There is no logging into ALM and invoking the Performance Center from ALM, nothing like that. They completely taken away the ALM from here, and then it is a standalone they have came up with. And then you can log in and then plan your test accordingly, and there is no ALM involved in this whole process. That is the major difference that I've seen. That is the major difference I've seen. Okay. But definitely LRE is nothing but the latest, I mean, the newer version of Performance Center. There's no much difference. So somebody has asked that question. I hope I've answered it. Okay, upgraded version of LRE is PC is LRE. Yeah, that's what it is, and they have renamed it, and the company's names are also changing. When PC came into picture, I think HP came out with that option. Okay, Performance Center. Then it is bought by Micro Focus. Then it is bought by OpenText. I think Micro Focus has changed that name to LRE, I believe. Now it is handled by OpenText. Okay, so that is the only difference. Okay, it's like Maruti 800 upgraded version is Alto with some additional features. Okay, yes, totally yes. And then they take away the ALM because ALM is of no use at all. I don't know why they integrated the ALM with PC. They smartly integrated the ALM with PC because they want the companies to purchase ALM. if they want the PC. So they're selling two tools at once, and that is what they were forcing the people to do it. Even though they don't need an ALM, they have to force to purchase the ALM because they need a PC. But now nothing like that. They don't need, they need not have to purchase the ALM. They just go with purchasing the LRE and with the virtual users, and they start using it. So earlier smartly they were pushing the people to use ALM, purchase the ALM, which is of no use. They say that the results from PC will flow into ALM, and then it will help. But yeah, the results used to flow from PC to LM, but it was of no use. Okay, so again, they got matured and they said, okay, we cannot fool the companies anymore. We'll take out the ALM and we will independently build it. And they started naming it as LRE, LoadRunner Enterprise. And it's a neat product, guys. It's a neat product, nice product. If the companies can afford money, then they should go with this, not Blazemeter, not Octoperf. Okay, a lot of options are there. Blazemeter is there, Octoperf is there, everything is there. Okay, but still don't go with that. I would advise people to go ahead with this LoadRunner Enterprise. Okay, or if you don't have much money, go to LoadRunner Cloud. Okay, if you learn LRE, LRC, more or less you will be able to figure it out. But we'll first focus on LRE from tomorrow, and then we'll go to LRC. Tomorrow, expect the class to start at the same time, 6 p.m. Okay, and the class will go for either still 7 o'clock or 7:30. We will decide, guys, on the day basis. Okay, and tomorrow we will talk about the first, to start with, LoadRunner architecture. Most of you know that LoadRunner architecture. Okay, first we'll quickly cover performance testing lifecycle, okay, to set more context. Then we talk about the LoadRunner architecture, then the difference between LoadRunner architecture and LRE architecture. Okay, so this is what we will cover tomorrow, and if possible we will log in. Okay, log into LRE. Okay, log into LRE and start uploading the scripts. Okay, we'll try to do this tomorrow, guys. We'll try to do this tomorrow. Okay, so any questions, guys? Any questions? If I am going too fast, please let me know. If I'm going too slow, let me know. I'm assuming that LoadRunner, so I got a little fast, I know. Okay, but please let me know. Okay, and tomorrow, should we have a session? That is the first thing. Should we have a session tomorrow? MK says no, all good. Thank you, MK. Okay, so should we have a session tomorrow? Everybody is ready to join, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. maybe. Okay. Mohammed says yes. MK says yes. Ankur says yes. I need all the 14 people. 13 people are there in the class. I need all the 13 to answer, guys. Okay. So it's for everybody. Okay. Kiran is there. Hanvi is there. Venki is there. Kalpana is there. Sunil is there. Sandeep is there. Sandeep is answering. Yeah, Sandeep said yes. Okay. So Mohammed said, okay, tomorrow we will have the session, guys. Today's video I will upload into YouTube and share it tomorrow in the WhatsApp group. So tomorrow we will continue as I've told you. Okay. We provide a lot of courses, AP. Okay, please check our website. Okay, we provide Tosca, we provide Selenium. Again, it becomes like a marketing. I don't want to go there, AP. Please contact me separately on the WhatsApp group. I'll tell you what all the courses that we offer, but I don't want to use this as a marketing pitch or anything. Okay, please, in the recent version of LoadRunner Professional, I'm not able to get the controller. It should be there, Vamshi. So it's like, why it is not there? Okay, what is this version? Trial version you are saying, Vamshi? License you're not getting, or what is that? Controller by default it is a part of it. The license you're saying, okay, license in LRE you won't get it. Okay, LoadRunner, LRE you won't get it, but Vamshi, the trial version, I'll check with Anita how they are doing the classes. Okay, so please contact me tomorrow or ping me separately. I'll give Anita's number. She will help you with the license for the community version, obviously. Okay. So wonderful, guys. Any questions before I close this session today? I hope you have enjoyed the session. Tomorrow will be exciting. And day after tomorrow, we actually log in and start doing it. And once you start doing it, there are so many options that you can play around. And, wonderful options are there in LRA, which you will be able to excited to know and all that. Okay. So any questions, guys? Okay.
Uh,
Then we'll, yeah, please, Mohammed,
yeah, so but we cannot have our own like
LRE. No.
LRE. Yeah, we can use, right? 50 users are
My
there, right?
URL which I give it to you,
Yeah,
you can use that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but for installing it reads, it needs a special skill set. That's the reason why I clearly said in the class. Okay, I
yeah.
know you will ask this question. That's why I said, it requires minimum 3 servers, minimum 2 servers, but at least 3 servers. Okay, with 32 GB RAM. and a static IP, I don't think you will be able to come up with all that. And also, installation requires special skill set as well. So it is a little difficult for you to set it up your own. But that's why, you can use my URL and play around. Okay, you can upload the scripts and run around and all that. Okay. So wonderful, guys. So let's catch up tomorrow. See you tomorrow in the class. Take care. Bye bye.